Yeah, good morning. It's Greg from Clearwater 124. This is a Corvette Grand Sport Carrera. It's a Sebring 12-hour 1964 winner. Um, the cars are actually 1963 Grand Sports, although they do not have a split window because Zora, artist Duncott, removed them. He cut them all out to make the cars a lot lighter. But they are 63s, not 64s. They were uh, they were built to be Cobra killers. There were some issues, not with the cars, but with the way racing was handled at the time. Um, the first 63 Corvette that was built for racing was a Z06 package that Duntoff produced, and he took it to Riverside and ran against Cobras and all the other main manufacturers of the time, and they actually won a race. But he realized that the Cobras were faster. So he came back from Riverside and he took five 63s and built the Grand Sports because he knew he had to make them better to be able to compete with the Cobras that Shelby was producing for Ford. So the original 63 Vettes weighed about 3,600 pounds. These Grand Sports, when they were track ready, weighed 2,000 pounds. So he eliminated a lot of stuff. Everything that was pot metal, he replaced. That could be replaced with aluminum. He did that. Um, the wheels were magnesium. The door handles were aluminum, um, and they came from a Chevy truck, an older Chevy truck model, but they were aluminum handles, and he recessed them in the door a little bit. And of course, all the air openings, because of the wedge shape of the Corvette, is to get downforce, so they wouldn't lift at high speed. But anyway, he built five of them, and they went to the Bahamas in December of '63 to road race there, and they were 10 seconds faster per lap than the Cobras and the Ferrari GTOs. So they were really set up well. Uh, for the very short life of the cars, they had some great drivers: Penske, Jim Hall, A.J. Foyt, and others. But what happened is the Auto Manufacturers Association in 1957 decided that the major car makers should not participate or promote their cars as race cars. So the big three or four at the time dropped out of sponsored racing. Other races, club cars and stuff, could still race, and a lot of the manufacturers still produce racing parts that they could purchase, but they weren't factory supported race teams. So these Grand Sports were produced kind of back alley type of thing. They kind of kept it low key. Um, but then the GM bosses heard about these cars. I think what happened is they came back from the Bahamas, or it might have been after Sebring. It was probably after Sebring in '64. And cars, there was five built. Cars one and two, they cut the roof off of to run at Daytona. They were going to run them at Daytona. And the bosses heard about this and they flipped out and they said, crush those cars. We never want to see them again. We don't support the racing program and we never will. Blah, blah, blah. So these fantastic cars were supposed to be crushed, but they weren't. Not all of them, anyways. There's still a few around. Um, so it's all about the band, the Auto Manufacturers Association. So Corvette did not have an endurance car of any kind until 1999 when they started Corvette racing. And since then, they have won every single endurance road race in the world with Corvettes over the last 25 years. So anyway, that's the car that started it, and it should have never gone away. If you don't know about Dora Duntoff, he won Le Mans in '54 and '55 driving a Porsche, and then he did some development with Ford um, with their flatheads, and then he came to Chevrolet and got heavily involved with the Corvette. He loved the Corvette, and he thought it could be what it turned out to be, one of the greatest sports cars of all time. But he wanted to make it able to beat the best cars of the time, including Ferrari, Porsche, Maserati, whoever was racing. And this car would have done that. He wanted this car to go to Le Mans to race. I never got the chance. Let me see. Did I miss anything? I guess that's pretty much it. There's a company called Superformance that started in South Africa years ago that is building these. And they aren't, it's not like they take a 63 and remake it. They're made from scratch. Uh, Under Chevrolet's okay, by the way, which I was amazed at, but they're building them from scratch. The original tube frames, fiberglass, everything. So you can buy them if you have the quiche. Uh, right now, the last couple that I saw that went to auction or went for sale were between $105,000 and $145,000. But with that look and modern engines, like they put, Lingenfelter actually is building the motors for them, and you can pick whatever motor you want in them. But for that car, to have that car with modern underpinnings would just be incredible, wouldn't it? Anyway, I thought you guys might find that interesting. This is Greg from Clearwater 124. If you find any of this interesting, please like and subscribe. See you next time.